Hey, how you doing? I need to get that sorted really because we've got this overlay on here. Hey, James, back for more. Good to see you. Um, yeah, we were laughing the other day about do we change up our intro countdown there, and should we have this transparent one at the start of our academies? And Owen and Rach were reminding me that I'm usually running around 4 minutes before while this countdown's going, and I'm not actually sitting here ready to do a little dance for you. But I do like that as a little 1 minute one. So I've just been on with Tim and Jim on their show, and I'm chatting away to them. And 2 minutes to 5, I just went, I'm supposed to be doing my live in a few minutes. So I leapt off. I haven't had a chance to promote this, so very sorry. So well done for finding it. Was anybody with me Monday? We had a go at this, and I came up with 30 top tips that we could do. What I need to do is to mark off the ones that we've already covered, and liking the idea of, rather than me just talking about Ecamm, I thought, why don't we just pick off, this is really those, when we're in our academy, we've got all our training videos done, and how do you do scenes, how do you do overlays, all these different things. But it's the little bits that come out on a call that people go, that's a really good nugget. I didn't know you could do that. And so we've tried to put some of these together, and I've come up with a list of 30 top tips. I just need to knock out the ones that we've already done. Dear, which ones were they? All right, so we've already done. You can't pick. What I'm going to do is I want to get you, 30 tips. Victoria was on the other day. Now, what I need to maybe do, if only there was a way of me putting some numbers on screen here. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Right, so we've already had 3. Sorry, bear with. 3, 5. These are the numbers that you can't have. 3, 5, and I think it was, we didn't get through many, I have to say. 17. It was 17 was the other one. So you're not allowed to throw. Missed it Monday. Not a problem. Don't worry. I'm just going to put down here the numbers that you can't pick. But the idea is that I'm in your hands, and we're going to let this be nice and fun and interactive. And I've got 30 tips. You can shout. Nobby's already shouting out there. Are you sure 7 wasn't? All right. So Nobby's already kicked us off. All right. So yeah, Ecamm bingo. That's a good idea. Don't say any more numbers just yet. I'm going to go with number 7. I'm just going to write it in here actually before I forget it. And we're going to see if we can get through a few more of them today than we did on Monday. So magic button down here. Let's see. Number 7 says to me, changing desktop background. Oh, I like this one. So if you decide to screen share in Ecamm, some of you don't have very tidy desktops. I've seen them. When I come on a support call with someone and I go, oh, let's just share your screen. Let's have a look. And there's, well, actually, Rach is the worst at this. Her whole desktop is all her files and things. She does treat it like a briefcase, really, I think, is the idea. And you don't want to see that. So what have we got? There's some tips that you can do for sharing your desktop. If you need to share your entire desktop, and actually chances are you don't need to share it. You can choose the different application that you've got and want. I'm, after saying all that and picking on Rach, I'm now going to show you my live demo mode, and you can see my screen. I've got a reason. This is like this because I'm ready down here to go if one of the questions comes in about Zoom or something else. But what I can do is I can go into my preferences, and under screen sharing, how cool is this? I can actually say, do I want to include my desktop icons? So show the desktop icons when sharing the entire screen. So I can turn that off, and now you can't see all those icons, and include the desktop picture. Maybe you've got, I'll come over the top here. Maybe you've got a nice family photo on your desktop, but when you're sharing your screen, you don't really want to share that. Well, you can untick that. And now when you share your screen, we're not going to see all those little icons there, and we're not going to see your desktop picture. So there's a nice quick little tip on, where's it gone? Actually, do you know what? That wasn't even it. Let me bring number 7 back up again. That wasn't what I meant to do. Changing the desktop background. So that's how to mask it. This actually covers in, I'm gonna kind of cover 2 in here. Notice that our desktop background is this blue color here, yeah? So what it means when I decide that I want to, if I bring a chat up, for instance, and I'm sharing my chat feed over here, that tends to pull through. Actually, why is it doing that? It's not. Oh, I know why. Because I've just told it to not show the desktop background. Right. So it comes through like this in this blue color on here, and it's branded. What you just saw there, that is the fact that it's these overlays that we've got here in front of us are kind of transparent, and it's showing the color that's coming through from behind. So if I just come down onto my desktop and I say change desktop background, maybe I go for one of these kind of, let's go for a bit of a brighter one that shows you. Yow. So maybe I've got my desktop set to something like this, or, you know, notice how you can see the whole screen that I've got here, but notice how when I bring in this comment window, it's seeing what's coming through underneath it. So this is one of my tips really for, I would come down here to color. We choose custom color. Doesn't want to move. And then we've actually put in here, this is our branded blue color. There it goes. That just means everything looks smart when I'm sharing my screen, and it actually means that that color comes through. So if maybe your branding was more of a pink color, although that means your desktop is coming through like that, notice what it's done. If I come out of my live demo mode, you'll realize that it's actually now changed the background color of what you're seeing there. Does that make sense? So this is a really cool little tip. If you want to be able to brand up those, except I've lost my little color picker, it's gone. Custom color, I'm looking in the wrong place, that's why. If you want to make this look on brand, you can actually change your whole desktop background. It's not an Ecamm feature, it's just something that you can do in your, just right clicking on your desktop, and you can change the background color. And that's how and why mine all looks very tidy and minimal down here. I really like it actually, and I think it's nicer than having a busy image in the background anyway. Okay, so there's my tip. Right, Ecamm bingo. Let's have another number that's not 3, 7, 5, or 17. You can go up to 30. So let's have a bigger number. Let's pull some of these other ones out, and I'm ready on the button to see what we've got ready for you. Weirdly, that 17 when we did it on Monday, I think 2 people, if not 3, all said 17. It's like some sort of psychic thing I was putting out there. 27 says Victoria. See, it's got a 7 again. What is it about 7s? There probably is. Someone can probably tell me some deep reason. Right. What have we got? Number 27 says green screen not wide enough. What do we mean by this one? I'm going to put 27 on here actually for you got to shout bingo out if you get all these. No, different game. So you're doing green screen with this again, something that we hear people saying as if by magic. I have a green screen here at the side of me, but I've got this pulled up green screen and it doesn't go to the edges. And there is a feature inside of Ecamm. If I were looking inside of my camera effects, it does actually let me fill the gaps in at the edges, but it won't work here. If I, where are we? I keep coming over here to shortcuts instead of going into my live demo mode. if I come down here to my camera effects and I tick green screen, and let's choose, I would love to be on this beach right now, so let's pop that in. I've picked this up and it doesn't go to my edges, and if I hit mask edges, it won't do that. It will do a little thin strip, but it won't do any more. What can we do? What you can do is, and actually, will it let me pull this out of here? We're going to pick a different, I need to get an image rather than being on here. But if I grab, let's pick one of my ones. Let's see this Incredibles one, for instance. I got to go off and find this a second. I have a whole load of, after saying I'd got everything ready for you, let's pick a background that we think we're going to want. Now I'm going to mess about. There we go. There's one that we've used in the past. So I'm going to grab my green screen picture, and normally I would drop it over here and it fits into the background here in Ecamm, but it's just not getting rid of these edges. Now I can zoom this inside of Ecamm, and what you're seeing here is that I can in my camera effects position myself, but there's a better way of doing it. We're going to create a brand new scene, and what I want to do first is drop my image on here. Okay, I've filled my screen with this image. Now what I choose is a camera overlay, and if I just zoom in a bit at this top end so you can see what I'm doing a bit easier. I select my camera. I am going to say custom. I always go for custom. I don't want any border to it. And quite simply, what I can now do is see how I can just play this around, and I can readjust myself to fit on here. And we haven't got to the cool bit yet. I can come to the edges of this window, and I can use the option key, and I can just see how I can now trim this out. Let me come back over to this. Let's stop this from zooming in. No, it isn't zooming in. I can adjust myself over here, and I can crop this in and choose to crop in or out these edges that weren't covered. Hang on, what's that doing? That's not demonstrating it properly. Let me go back to my wide. So this was my background. I can grab these edges here and I can crop them in like this. And then now when I come back to green screen down here, I can say transparent. And so what I've done is I've kind of split this. I've now got two separate things. I can put a backdrop in behind me, and I can now position myself, and I can adjust whether I can also kind of push myself off the side of the screen if I wanted to. Maybe on a scene I want to appear like this, and I'm going to have text at the side of me. Way more flexible than doing it the default way. So there's a fun little tip there. If you want to do green screen, this is one way that you can do it, and it doesn't matter that if I come back to that original shot here. Hang on, this is why you don't mess about with your scenes partway through. When I'm back on this one, it doesn't matter that my green screen doesn't fit the full width of this. Ta-da! Liking that? That was a good one. Number 27, we like that. 7 cell, Nobby, it does, you're right. And I know we do this with our pricing. Does that mean you're all salesmen, or you're all in a buying mode? Maybe that's what it is. What's this, Paul? Martin, yes, this is what you were talking about with green screen. Yeah, Paul was asking me this the other day about how could you do this without a green screen and how you appear in front of the video. Definitely grab one of these little green screens, Paul. You'll love it. Right, let's have another number. In fact, I can see Jeff's in there. Can I cheat and jump in? And Jeff said number 22. I reckon we could jump over and have a look at that. Can you also shrink yourself when you're in the green screen, Victoria? Yeah, okay, let me come back to that. Really good point, because I'm guessing that I realise I'm talking fast, and by the time you've been able to type that in, I've jumped off to the next thing. Let's come back over here. I've got to pull my green screen back up. Yes, so absolutely, I can shrink myself. I could kind of come down here and I could put myself wherever I want. So yeah, and see, let's get a different image. Let's have a little play with this a minute. Maybe there's, if I come back to, where have I got? Backgrounds and masks. One of the cool ways we did this actually was, can I find it on here? I don't know if I've gotten rid of it, potentially. In fact, actually, I just spotted I should have had this on all the time. We did have a really good one. I had a customer who was he was looking at using a TV monitor behind them, and I'm going, we could do a better job than that. We could actually do this in Ecamm. And so, sorry, I'm talking while I'm trying. You know it's going to be the last one I find. Here it is. This was our background. So we'd got this TV monitor, and I'm saying to him a couple of things that we can do here. Firstly, I said, why don't we grab you and pull you in on top of this? So I need to bring the camera up in front, and we set him up so that he looked, and you can kind of play and get the perspective and go, you know, does that work, that I'm in the right kind of position for this monitor to be behind me? And then the other cool thing we were doing was we actually brought in a green screen overlay. A screen share overlay. And if, for instance, I've actually got I can do let's do my Google Chrome window over here. And I can bring this onto this box here, and I can, there's a lesson here. You can lock overlays so that doesn't happen. And I can do this over here, and actually on that one doesn't fit great. I could either manually adjust it over here, or what I can do is I can actually do, yeah, it doesn't like that. I can actually just grab the edges of this. I don't know what happened then. Bring it up like this, and how cool is this that you can, I know what, I've got it in a, let's go custom, and then I can bring this down and adjust the size of it. You get the idea. I can, me trying to do it on the fly like this is not liking me. I'm going to trim the edges in a bit. You would normally do this well in advance, but you get the idea, yeah? We can actually put this up on a little TV screen on the wall behind, and this is what he was doing, and then he's able to walk through, and oh, look, that's our Ecamm Live Academy over there. We'll talk to you about that one in a bit. All right, so there we go. There's some things we can do with that. Good morning, Gretchen. The last one found because you stopped. What's this? Yeah. Would be most useful in the academy. This is exactly what we do inside the academy, Jeff. Yeah, this is kind of what this is the idea of this is these little tips are exactly the sort of things that come out in the academy when we're on our lives. So yes, we've got a whole load of videos showing you how to do this, that, and the other, but some of these bits don't happen until I get asked a question. And so I've just kind of listed down some that I thought, oh, let's just come back to those ones. Now, Jeff did say 22. Don't want to forget that. So number 22 is on this page, and number 22 is 2 people on camera. 2 people on camera. You could actually come over anyway, but no. So we did think, hang on. Occasionally, Owen and I share the screen together, and we both come on live. And this is a cool tip if you found yourself co-hosting a show. So here's Owen. He's joining me on the show. How you doing, Owen? He must be happy. He's smiling away. you know, how do you do this? Or a little tip here, if you are co-hosting like this and you like the idea of being able to have separate cameras and cut between you, yeah, this tip is for you. So what I can do is I can start with this scene here. Again, let's come into our live demo mode. I'm going to create a new scene. So this would be scene 1. This is both of us on here together. And then I want to do another one that is just me. And then so what I'm going to do on the me scene is come down to my camera effects and I'm going to zoom in, but we don't want Owen in this one so much. So it does mean that the idea is you need to stay, your first shot, that wider one needs to be set a bit further back than how I would normally have it. So now I've got scene 1. Sorry, this is scene 2, this is me. And now I can clone this. And this is the very handsome looking Owen. And what I do on this one now is I move this across and here's Owen. And so what I've created is one scene here and then one of me and one of Owen. And in effect, what we've done is to create 3 kind of camera angles all out of one. And I could be either clicking over here as I'm talking, you know, and you focus in on me. And then I kind of go, what do you think, Owen? And he kind of looks back at me and carries on talking over there. And then obviously we can come back to this one and we can be discussing this stuff together. So yeah, the real Owen is sitting over there chuckling away. You wouldn't come on camera with me, but there we go. That was tip number, where did we go? 22. This is crazy, isn't it? Tip number 22. Right, we're ticking a few off. It's me, says Owen. Yes, it is you. I don't know what changed on my branding actually. While that's up, my font changed. What did we call it, Owen? It was I'm doing this live, guys, because I like the let's have a look. Nobby's laughing over there. There we go. Just change this font around a bit. It's Owen's been cloned. Yeah, people have been asking me for years saying they want an Owen, and we've finally done it, Paul. Gretchen said 17. Have we not done 17? We've done 17. So the numbers down here are the ones, you can have anything from 1 to 30. What I need to do is another overlay that says pick a number from 1 to 30, but not these numbers here. We'll have a play with a couple more. So it's great that you guys have found me, because I didn't plan that. Well, I did plan it, but I didn't actually get around to scheduling it because I've been on 2 other calls today. So let's just see. Come on, chat. Drum roll. What's going to come up next? I've got a drum roll in here somewhere. 25, says Paul. Where am I gone? There it is. Right. 25 is controlling guests green screen. Okay, you can see actually that it came in groups. I was kind of in the green screen mode as I was thinking. Did you know how we're going to do this? Yeah. I didn't really think this one through. When you bring a guest on and you've got their camera on screen, you can actually control in the same way that I can do my green screen, and I can change the background around. And you just saw me earlier there zooming in and out and doing things like that. You can actually, did you know you've got exactly the same control over your guest screen as well? So if your guest comes, if you plan it in advance, we've done this and it's worked really well, that actually you can, in the same way that I made myself come on transparent, and I guess we could do that with just another camera overlay. No, I can't. Don't worry. If your guest has got a green screen, you from your end can cut out their green screen and either turn them transparent. And we've done that in an academy before and kind of made it look like they're sitting alongside me here. That's been really fun. Or maybe you know, this has worked out in a very practical way. Maybe you're producing a show over here, and actually your guest is the talent that's coming in, and you've created some slides and things, or you've created well, you could do absolutely that. You could have a slide share, a PowerPoint presentation, and actually this could be your guest over here, and you can control the green screen and things that are working behind them and really create this professional look from their end. You can also control the camera effects. You can warm them up a bit. You can you know, brighten the image up. You can zoom them in and out, stuff like that. Yeah. Where do we find the 30 list? You don't, Michael. That's the fun of it. It's bingo. And I've got a list in front of me, and they're all hidden under these Stream Deck buttons, and I'm trying to remember what they were. I don't know when you call a number out what's coming up, but you never both pick the same number. What? Gretchen, had you seen Paul's number there when you posted that in? This is getting spooky. Right, let's have another number. We'll keep going through these. In fact, while I'm waiting for another one to come up, can I just remind you that Paul is going to be joining me as well. We are going to be in our Ecamm Live Academy this time next week. Here's a few notes about it from our sponsor. Ecamm Live Academy, it starts next Monday. If you haven't been in our academy before, I recognize a lot of your names. You've been in our academy before. If you haven't, if you use Ecamm, or if you've not used Ecamm even, you can take a trial out and come and join us. But if you have used Ecamm, we would absolutely love it if you came and joined us in the Ecamm Live Academy. I'm pressing a button and nothing is happening. That's not cool. Let's do it that way around instead. ecammliveacademy.com will bring you over to this page here. And as well as we've got 60 odd videos showing you how to do scenes, how to do overlays, how to make something like this appear, all of those cool things, and all of those videos are yours for life. But in addition to that, I come on every day and do a live, very much like I'm doing now, answering questions. And this is when these little nuggets come out, really, that you go, oh yeah, I hadn't really thought about making a video on that, but did you know you can do this? And away we go. You then get this community group, this safe space, and that really is one of the best compliments we get all the time from people, is that we create these safe spaces for you to come and practice and learn this stuff and go live in a community of people that are also pushing themselves to go live. It's a great motivator to get started and get going. Thank you very much, Paul. Yeah, here we go. It starts on Monday. It's only available now twice a year, so if you don't get in this time around, the next one will be October. It's $199. That gives you all the training. That gives you this 2-week class, the Facebook group. It gives you 6 months access to this group, although the class kind of closes after 2 weeks. You as a community can carry on, keep challenging yourself, keep pushing yourself. Michael says, double the price. Michael, you haven't seen these bonuses yet. We've also got new this time around. Anna and Fulgens are coming in and joining us. And they're going to be, I've zoomed that in too much. They're going to be talking to us about some clever branding things, like what you just saw me doing there as we're popping up these different numbers. Learned that from Anna and Fulgens. So they're going to come in and do a masterclass. Won't be available anywhere else. Let me take that link off screen. I don't know why that's not shared up in my... Ian's coming in talking to us about repurposing. So if you're making these lives and going through all this pain and trouble of making a live, well, why not turn it into a podcast? Or why not take the text from it and turn it into a blog post? Or take snippets out and use it on social media? All of these clever things to really get, squeeze as much juice as possible out of this live that you've done. And then Betsy's coming in, talking to us about Zoom and how you can create virtual escape rooms to do something a bit different on your Zoom calls. So 3 masterclasses that will be happening in the second week. Yeah, and then a whole load of testimonials. We've got other bonuses, things like these overlays and that you see me drop on screen here. We've got all those for you. We've put them all together in a big Google Drive folder. Owen's made you some Stream Deck custom keys that you can have, the intro videos, all of these cool things. And everyone that goes through and completes will get a certificate. So we get nothing but praise about this course. It's absolutely fantastic. And I'm really proud of really what we've been able to do and the communities we create. There's something very special and magical really that happens in these communities, and we get to the end of 2 weeks and none of us want to leave, and I love that. I think, come on, there's something cool here. Is the safe space open now for alumni? Yes, Jeff, absolutely. You would have had an email. If you want to reach out to me, probably is the easiest. If you want to email Adrian at Adrian Salisbury, or Jeff, you must have my details already. In fact, Jeff, I'll make sure I get an email to you. There is a separate link for alumni, and if those of you that aren't alumni think what's going on with alumni, because everyone that goes through has already got the content, alumni are able to come back through again just to hear the new things that are in. Maybe it's, there's a whole load of videos and you think, I don't want to go through all that again just to see what's the new stuff. Come back through the Academy as an alumni. It's half price. It's $99. And we will take you all through it. Come and have a practice and a play all over again. Come on. Silverhead Fitness just signed up this morning. That's so cool. And great to have you here. So these are the kind of things that you're going to be learning how to do. Everything that's here is going to be available to you, but I don't want to overwhelm anybody by thinking, yeah, but I couldn't do all that stuff. Honestly, you'll be surprised how easy it is to pick up these sort of basic stages, and then you can just keep building it as you want over time. But we absolutely look after you and hold your hand, make sure that it's as easy as possible for you to come through. Yes, Paul's going to be there. He's going to be looking after you as well. Paul's moderating with us this time around in the Academy, so looking forward to having Paul helping out. Right, give me another number. I think we can do another couple at this rate. It depends on what they are as to how big they are. I think they're the right numbers that we've had so far. Throw us out. We're kind of a bit gappy in the middle there. So anything between 1 and 30, but not those ones there. Valerie's another of our stars, another of our moderators in the group. Yep, you won't be sorry. Absolutely. Nobby says 21. Come on. I'm sure there's some real psychology as to this. Jimmy's going to be there. Come on, Jimmy. Victoria, you're a bit slow. I'm going to go with Nobby's 21 first. I'll tell you, this is same camera, multiple crops. Yes, okay. I am going to remind myself, when I sat and wrote this list out at the weekend, what was I talking about? So this is, again, another little tip. If maybe in your lives you've just got this one camera and it's just you here, but you think, I could do with jazzing it up a bit and making it a bit more fun. Let me come back over here. We're going to do our little live demo, and I'll crop back up on this side. So this is my main camera. And in a similar way, in fact, I've already done this. That's worked out quite well. So what I'm thinking is I can then create over here another scene, maybe not quite as extreme as what we just did there, but I can come over and I can zoom this one in a bit. And so I can now go from this scene here to this scene here. Maybe you want to be able to really emphasize something. And a lot of what I'm doing here, we're using this Stream Deck. That was a bit of an ugly way of demonstrating it. I'm using this Stream Deck here, and we will be showing you how to do this inside the Academy as well. But if I'd got this set up, and at a certain point, let's come off this live demo mode. I'm talking away to you, and I really want to emphasize this bit. It's able to click a button like that. In fact, that would have been much slicker if I'd have got it on my Stream Deck. But you get the idea. We can be back here, and then at a point, I can just come in like this. And instead of leaning into the camera, I've been able to do it by zooming in. Another good use for this might be that actually you want to put yourself to the side of the camera a bit. And maybe I want to go from me talking like this into the center of the screen here. And I want to have some bullet points. So I want to be able to put myself to the side and then look at all this space I've got over here to be able to put some bullet points up there. Or maybe on that scene, I want to be able to drop another overlay on and actually, have something sitting there with some, like a little document. You get the idea. So there I am. That's, there's another little tip for you. That was number 2. Carl. Carl's following me. Well done, Carl. You were just on a live with me, and then you've just come over here. So great to see you, my friend. Carl's been through. Carl was an absolute star in the academy. Right, I was just stuck number 21 in there. Albert, how are you doing? Greg says, can't wait for it to start. Evan's looking forward. Come on. Yes, it is effective, and it's the sort of things that you maybe wouldn't think of or kind of, wouldn't know that stuff is there and that you can do it. But it is. Now, shall I go back to Victoria, who said number 2, rather than making you kind of spin again? So if you've just joined us recently, what we're doing is we are running through my Ecamm top tips. And this is just, I came up with a list of 30 things that are the sort of stuff that comes up on the calls that we run. And I'm getting you to not these numbers here, but any other number. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to put any number between 1 and 30 except. Does that make sense? You haven't even seen it yet, so I can't ask you to tell me if you think that works. Right, so on the fly, I can do all this stuff, you see. So this is the idea that you're picking any of these numbers here, except for those ones. So we are going to go on. Victoria said number 2, and my Stream Deck, let's see what number 2 is. Scenes. Yeah, this is a basic one for those of us that are in the know and have used Ecamm, but one of the unique things about Ecamm, one of the things that makes it so powerful, and I was just talking about this on another live, is this ability to create scenes. So I'm playing around over here, and you're seeing me doing all these things, and yes, in this case, we're doing it on the fly, we're doing it as we're sort of doing the show, but you wouldn't normally do this. So normally I would be thinking, right, I want to have an intro. So this will mute me for a second, but this is something like I would have in my intro. And then while that's on, it mutes me. I don't have to think about all these things. And then I can tell it at the end of that scene, jump on to the next one. And then as you saw down here, I played around with this camera and I got it to zoom in on me. This is another scene. When I brought the, you can see what I've got down here, all these different things. We had chats. I don't know where it's gone now. Where's chat gone? Right at the bottom. Comments, that's what I'm looking for. This is another scene. So anytime I do something, a screen share, this was another scene. The green screen, the slideshow, all of these things are scenes. And it's a fantastic tip. It's certainly for people that are coming in for the first time and just starting to have a look around in Ecamm. Day 1 in the academy, we talk about scenes, and people absolutely love this and go, wow, this is just, I get it. You know, this has changed the way I'm looking at this. You can't do this on other platforms. There are some great platforms out there, Restream, StreamYard, BeLive, other ones. You don't have the ability to create scenes in advance. You can go from this to share your screen. It's the same in Zoom as well. If you were doing a Zoom meeting, you're kind of, even the slickest of us have still got to go share screen, Chrome, tab 2, that kind of, it isn't slick like it is over here. And that's because of scenes. So yeah, it might seem a simple one, but I love my scenes. Right, come on, people. Let's have another number. Oh, they're coming through now. Comic Book says 24. We can find 24. Camera effects. Cool. This is a good. Sorry, I'm so tiny. I've got to keep this list going and do it before I forget. Camera effects. Right, what are we talking about? And actually, what I can do is I'm going to do a screen share. I'm going to kind of demonstrate two things in one here. So I now come back to this screen share, and rather than me, I can do this live demo, and I can come down here and show you my camera effects. Or what I can do is a camera screen share overlay, and I can select not to share the whole screen, but I can say I want to, basically anything that's open on your desktop. So let me select camera effects, and I am just going to tick custom so that I can make this shape fit to the size of it. If I want to, I could say green screen, so it will actually cut out that background. The only problem with doing this is, as you can see there, it's taken the color out, and I can't do anything with that. So I tend to undo that, and then I can crop in these edges. I mean, I wouldn't particularly for this is me showing you how to use green screen, or camera effects, so I wouldn't be too bothered about these edges and things. But that said, I can't help myself from having a little fiddle and a play, and let's try and make it look a bit better, and that's pretty cool, isn't it? So camera effects, let me talk to you about this. Did you know what we've had a look at green screen, and if I popped up that green screen behind me, I can just tick a box here. I can adjust a fade level, so maybe it's your green is not quite as sharp as what mine is, so I can adjust it over there. I can make it transparent, or I can choose from a set of images that you can't see and the drop up in the pop-up. I can do this zoom and pan, so that's what's happening on the main screen behind me. I'm zooming and panning, and this is how I decided where I wanted to place myself. And actually, there's way more down here. I can adjust the brightness of the camera here if I think I need to play with that. I can adjust the temperature. And remember, if you were listening earlier when I said about changing the green screen of your guest, you can do exactly the same thing, in that you can adjust all of this for an interview guest that's coming in as well. So if their camera looks, really washed out, you can bring it in. You can play around with some of these things. Just be careful with them. Saturation and this gamma down here can create a nice soft effect. I can always just click reset and it's gone. I can mirror someone. This is a question I was asked just earlier, actually, about how to mirror someone. We can go black and white and use this effect down here. Yeah, I can rotate it and kind of go around 4 ways on that, all different ways around if I want. And I can either change it just for this, or I can click down here, apply to all scenes. So I think we're back. We're reset on that. But yeah, absolutely love camera effects. Again, really sets this apart as a tool from any other live streaming tools. Nothing else gives you this kind of control. This is like right up there with editing software, really, in terms of what features it gives you. So there we go. Right, where did we? I'm a bit lost now. That was 24, wasn't it? Evan was shouting 18. I can just hear you kind of shouting back there, Evan. We'd got, are the daily classes live or pre-recorded, says Gretchen. Good question. So both. The training that you get, in fact, let me pull it up. It'd be quite cool just to, I should let you have a look inside it, shouldn't I? I've got the keys so I can let you have a look backstage. We're going to go into the product, Ecamm Live Academy. Don't worry, I know you can't see it, but you will in a second. Right, I'm going to come back to my screen share, and here is this is what you get inside the Academy. So all of these different levels down here, or 5 levels. I was going to move myself, but I'll leave it there actually for now. So we start off with just a basic introduction, unboxing Ecamm, finding your way around, all of these things, going live, all of this about scenes. That's just day 1. Day 2 is all of this stuff here, preparing you to go live, going live to Facebook, to YouTube, to LinkedIn, to Twitch, all of these things, how to make a transparent intro, picture in picture, clever stuff. Level 3, I'll keep it down a little bit there. We actually start interviewing, and so there's showing you how to do an interview in Ecamm, some tips on interviewing, green screen, scrolling ticker, all these clever little features that you can do. Level 4 down here, then we get into using a camera, using an iPad, a camera, using your phone as a camera, using an iPad, all these clever things. Displaying live chat. I show you how we do what we do, just bringing that chat up on screen. And then level 5 is getting into more advanced things, going out to other platforms, using the virtual cam, like going out to Zoom, using a Stream Deck, all these cool things. So long way around, Gretchen. This is all here, and this is yours for life. All of these videos, it will show you whether you've completed them or whether you've still got to watch them. And we will keep updating videos in here. When a new update comes out, we make new videos and we send you an announcement to say, hey, you got some new videos just released, stuff like this. But then on top of that, so the reason I've done this really is, we're talking here on this one, for instance, about branding, and I want you to be able to watch the video because it allows me, see how I can kind of zoom in on there. If I'm doing it live, it's quite hard for me to keep zooming in and out and for you to keep up with it. So I'm showing you there how I'm doing this, how I'm branding things up as we go. You can work through that. And the idea in my mind is that you've got that open at the side of you, and then you've got Ecamm open here, and you can kind of pause that, have a go, press play, move on to the next bit. That's all pre-recorded, and it works so much better than live. But then what I love to do is to come back on a live every day and do something like this, where we try to keep the questions specific to the day that's just happening or happened. You come back and say, okay, I was watching that one about doing overlays. I struggle with this. And I'll go, okay, let's have a little bit, let's look at that again and come back to it. So that the lives that we do every day, because it's in a Facebook group, as soon as I finish it, it's there instantly as a replay. And we keep that live time more to Q&A stuff that I can't do on a video. And we leave the training over there in videos that you can come back to as often as you like. And you've got lifetime access to this as well. Yes. Are you going to showcase time loops in scenes, says Albert. Is that one of my tips? I don't know that it is actually. We can absolutely look at this in the Academy. There is a new feature now that if you put these scenes inside, let me just quickly explain it. There's a scene, there's an option here that you can put a folder and you can put scenes inside it, and you can say every 30 seconds, every 10 minutes, go from this scene to this scene, and then it will just keep looping around inside that folder. For some of you, so me cutting between cameras like that would allow me to say, every 5 minutes, I want to change that camera angle, or maybe every 30 seconds. If I'm honest, Albert, I'm a little bit disappointed. Well, not disappointed. I think it's kind of halfway there. What I'd love to see is the ability to say, I want this scene here to be on for 2 minutes, and then I want to jump to, let's take that off. I want to jump to this zoomed in one for 5 seconds, and then I want to come back to this one over here. So I'd love the ability to, we've got it, we're almost there, in the folder now, we can set a timer to keep looping around every so many seconds. I'd love it if individually on the scenes inside that folder now, we could say, make this one appear for a couple of seconds and then go to that one. So reasons where you might use this, I think it would be really good to be able to have a little, well, even on here, we kind of do this scrolling ticker at the bottom. Well, how cool would that be if I was actually prompting this, that every 2 minutes, I went to a new scene and this scrolling ticker went round and then it went back out again as it changed back over 2 minutes later. So those kind of things, or maybe if you're going out to YouTube, you want it to say, subscribe, like and subscribe. You could put a thing like that down here if you wanted to. So there are a couple of reasons and things why you would use that. But yeah, good question. Thank you. I just realised Paula answered Gretchen there already. Thank you. Right, Silverhead Fitness. Hang on with your numbers just yet. Let me just see. Jay says, new to Ecamm for interview mode. Can I schedule different guests and send out different links for each, or should I just use a standard link? You would just use the same link and send it out to your guests the same. What you can do, we do a custom. We've actually kind of done this cloaking. So adriansalisbury.com/guest is my interview link. And I can put that out and I can talk to people about it. I do it other ways. We do it like with Ecamm as well and cloak things. So yeah, you would give them all the same link and you would ask them to come on. And what you'll find is they'll all be sitting there in your green room. I'm just going to make sure I've got my interview turned off before any of you smarties think you're going to jump in and distract me. But yeah, they will come in, they will wait in a green room. What you can do is allocate them individually to, so I could pre-do a scene that I'd got me plus guest one. And then when my first person arrives, I can say, allocate you to guest one. I can put a placeholder on, I can put their name on, things like that. So yeah, but you just bring them all into the same link. Does that make sense? Right. Who was the last? Silverhead. This is going to be my last one, I'm afraid. In fact, I'll tell you what, just to kind of give everyone a chance at this, the next number that I see, so sorry if you put your number in and I haven't shouted it out. Go for it again. Pop me a number in and let's see what comes up. In fact, I'm going to pick the third number that comes up just to mix it up a bit because someone's going to go, I can't get to my phone in time, right? The third number that appears after Gretchen's post here is the number we're going to pick. It's like I feel like a magician going to do a card trick and tell you what number you've just picked. You haven't all gone, have you? No. It's just a bit of a delay. And actually, YouTube comes through about, did we say about 7 seconds different? I think the feed through from, so Jay's the first one. Sorry, Jay. The feed that comes through from YouTube, or YouTube are hearing me about 7 seconds earlier than those guys on LinkedIn. Jay's going to just keep asking, what's the third one then, Jay? What number did you really want? Number 11, right, there we go. Evan's got number 11. I'm going to go with number 11. I just want to see what Comic Boom's just saying here then. Much is said about using Ecamm for interviews. I love the way I can create scenes in Keynote on my comic book review channel and really enhance an otherwise average review. Absolutely. Yeah, and Keynote, if Jimmy picked 342. Right, before I get to Evan's number 11, yeah, you can do this in Keynote and you can actually keep all the animations now. And without me demoing it, really, what you can do is, whereas I've got this PowerPoint presentation over here, which is just an image, I can actually bring in a screen share overlay that will pick up this. Basically, Ecamm can pick up anything on your screen. So it could pick this presentation over here, that where I'm playing it down here and potentially they've got notes and things available, it will pick up and we'll just pull that through. It's one of our other numbers, so I will come back to that. But yeah, absolutely, Comic Boom is a fantastic way to do it. Right, so what did we say? Evan said number 11. This is our last one. Wonder what number 11 is. Turning off your iPad mic. Right, this is a nice quick one, but I promise you this is such a useful tip. I've still got, can you notice actually this little crazy thing going on here? Because I've still got green screen ticked. So that's actually another little tip for free. Do make sure if you're going in and out of green screen, you're better to change to another scene than have it do that. So what are we talking about with iPad? Now, I'm going to demonstrate it to you. And we found this out the hard way, that people are saying to us, you're getting ready to hear it. People are saying to us, what's that horrible screech? Every now and again, I can hear this noise. And what it is if you've got, like me, an iPad, I just created a new product. If you've got an iPad attached to Ecamm, and I've got it attached because we just did that green screen and showing you how you can do that. Or was that on the live before? I don't know. But well, I've got it attached here. And what happens by default is as soon as I attach my iPad, it suddenly comes up as a sound level option on my microphones. And so I'm going to show you here. Let's bring it back in. Adrian's iPad. Right? So by default, this happens. And watch it not happen now. Every now and again, we're going to get this little screeching sound come through. And it's something to do with the iPad that is just, it's like it's doing a little Wi-Fi thing or something every now and again. Come on. The one time I actually want it to make this noise. There you go. Did you see that and hear that? I will mute it. So actually, rather than muting it, so one option down here is if you've got an iPad attached, you can mute it. But it means you've got to go through every scene and mute it. Owen actually cleverly pointed out that what you can do is actually delete it as a sound input rather than be muting it. But that is one of the big tips. If you're an iPad user and you've got your iPad attached to this, honestly, I've caused you a whole load of hassle trying to work out when people are saying to you, what's that noise? What's going wrong? And you'll be looking around thinking it's not my mic and I can't see anything else going on. It just sneakily pops up every few seconds and does this little screech at you, and away it goes. Carl wants an iPad. Come on, we can start. You can make stickers about it, mate. Right, I am going to run. I've got someone who's waiting for me over on Zoom. And thank you so much. If you haven't already signed up, we would absolutely love it if you came and joined us in our academy, ecammliveacademy.com. It starts on Monday. We've got 2 weeks of just, I'll tell you everything there is to know about Ecamm. We'll just, in week 1, throw all this information at you. You'll absolutely love it. You can go through it at your own time. If you're a morning or a night person, you can work through it at your own pace. We'll do a live every day. You've got a safe, beautiful community group that you can go live in and practice. I was saying to somebody earlier, I love it when we see customers that say to us, they kind of, I remember one lady went, I sat for half an hour hovering over this go live button because I'm petrified to do it. But she did. And then others are going, well, if she did it, I can do it. And it's just this amazing camaraderie that happens in the group. It's beautiful. So please come and join us. Ecamm Live Academy. It's just $199. If you're in the UK, that makes it very affordable at the minute because of the exchange rate. Come and join us. If you've been through once, you can come through as an alumni. Reach out to me if you haven't seen an email with a discount link. Paul's looking forward to it. There you go. Albert, that's been bugging him with that noise. So glad we've sorted that one out. Yeah, Silverhead, thank you. I'm saying Silverhead. I don't actually know your name. What's this? Ecamm. Yeah, I was just checking I wasn't missing anything. Yes, Jeff, good point. Same thing, same time, tomorrow and Friday. I'm going to show up the next... No, not tomorrow. Can't be tomorrow. Yes, it will be tomorrow. Jeff, I'm going to do tomorrow and I'm going to do Friday, same time. And we're going to get through the rest of these 30 tips. So I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much. All the best, guys.